Welcome to What the Myth. Join us as we delve into the myths with Commissioner Elena Sanders. Discover the truth behind the rumors as she shares updates and correct information. Once we finish, it will be turned into What's the Truth? Welcome, Commissioner Elena Sanders, to What the Myth.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's delve right in. Did you submit an application for a $4 million congressional grant from HUD to support your community? Specifically, was this grant intended for the construction of the youth facility earmarked for your district?
Let's start from the beginning. In 2017, the residents of Newton County voted for a SPLOST. 2017. The commissioners at that time allocated $495,000 to be utilized in each district. Every district utilized their funding for a project, except District 3. Now, District 1 commissioner decided to utilize his funding somewhere else. But he did not utilize it in the actual district. I believe it was utilized for animal services, but he had the opportunity to say he would like that funding to go there. District 3, $495,000 was supposed to be utilized for a youth facility in the district. There was land that was allocated for this project when I came in, but unfortunately, finding out from the county manager at that time, the land was not feasible. From what I was told, it was land that was donated to the county from the school board. But the land, which is closer to Live Oak Elementary off of Jack Neely in that area, somewhere in that area, it was not feasible to build on or construct the building. So we're back at square one. So you have $495,000 to find land and to build a facility and land for $495,000. So in 2021, towards the end of 2021, we were presented with excess funds from the SPLOST by our finance director, to where $3.7 million was allocated to District 3 in 2021 for the youth facility, which brought us to about $4.1 million. But as I stated earlier, we don't have the full $4.1 million because when project managers are working on the project, when they're doing design or when they're doing any work, they're invoicing us, and that funding comes up out of that 4.1. So we don't quite have $4.1 million to build a building and to design and to develop the building. So when Congressman Hank Johnson sent an email to the county, which was forwarded to us by our county clerk, every commissioner received that email, it was forwarded to us by our county clerk in regards to the opening of the grant for congressional dollars. I took that opportunity to apply for our community so we can have enough funding to build this facility for our youth for $4 million. As stated, I informed the county, our county manager, of every step and was congratulated. I also informed the project manager, who in emails asked, were we actually allocated those funds because we needed to build. The project manager would know how much it's going to cost to build a building of this magnitude. So in November, we were informed, I was sent the email, that we passed the final phase.
That is awesome, Commissioner. What happens once they have approved the final phase? I'm assuming that it has to go before Congress.
So once it got passed through Congress, I received the final email that we in Newton County, it said Commissioner Elena Sanders, District 3, Newton County, Georgia, was awarded a $4 million grant from HUD. This should be an exciting moment. It's not going in my pocket. It's not going in any individual's pocket. It's going straight to Newton County to build a facility. Free dollars that will not tax the residents of Newton County. This should be an exciting time, especially during the time where we're all talking about increase of taxes and various things being spent. To have dollars that will benefit our youth and be there for them to build this building without having to provide additional funding is a great reward for our community. But of course, many did not want to see it that way. It was put out as though I did something illegally. It was put out as though I did something on behalf of our chairman. It was put out as though I did the grant incorrectly. Let me state this. This is a myth. The federal government, the grant was provided by HUD, Housing and Urban Development. The federal government will not give you a grant if you did it incorrectly or if you did it illegally. They will not award you something that was done incorrectly. It was passed by Congress. The body of Congress passed this grant for Newton County to be awarded this $4 million to build the youth facility. The issue that was trying to be blown up is that Newton County has a policy to where grants have to go before the Board of Commissioners in order to apply for a grant, which is kind of weird to me. You will want to have as much free dollars, that's not taxing the taxpayers, apply for many grants is what I would say. But that was the policy at that time, which I was not informed. And I said that from day one. I was not informed that it applied to the Board of Commissioners because we're the governing body that votes for various things. So that's the only issue that was put into place. Even speaking to those on the state level and other elected officials, they were shocked that this was even blown up because they applied for grants in their areas. So that was the only issue. The other issue that I was really concerned is that there was word that they wanted to send the money back. Not there was word, there was actual documentation and verbiage that they wanted to send $4 million back to the federal government that was here to provide for our community. Why would you send back $4 million when we're talking about building things for our youth that's going to help in regards to programming that can also reduce crime and give them structured activities? Why would you do that? My only thing would be is because I did it. But that should not be, because it was done based on community. My mind was thinking about a community so that we had enough funding. So now you have $3.7 million from the excess fund. You have $495 that gives you roughly around 4.1, but actually minus some of the fees and everything were documented from our project manager and things that he has done and has invoiced us, along with the $4 million. That $4 million is still sitting there, and HUD is waiting for Newton County to provide a location for a facility so we can move forward. When the residents of that area have said where they want that project, where Parks and Rec have mentioned, the Parks and Rec master plan mentioned where Parks and Rec should be, facilities and so forth, where it should be located, where we paid thousands of dollars to consultants to be able to let us know where it should be or where's the most feasible place to put it to represent the community where it is needed. That is in all documents listed of where it should be. And so that's where we are. And so nothing was done illegally. The grant is still there waiting for Newton County to move forward so that we can build this youth facility where it's supposed to be.
Thank you for that explanation of what's actually going on. So nothing was done illegally, and as you stated, the funds are still there. Am I correct?
Yes, you are correct. The funding is still there. Nothing was done illegally. Believe me, if something was done illegally, I would be on Fox 5 or all types of news media if something was done incorrectly. There has been no misappropriation of funds because funds have not been delivered to Newton County. If you look at all the documentation, it states Newton County, the funds will go directly to Newton County once completed. They are just waiting on us. The consultant who we hired to man the grant came before us, the same consultant being utilized for the ARPA funds, and said, I am just waiting on you to provide us a location. The funding is there so we can receive the $4 million. So it is up to us to make sure these funds are delivered to the county. One of the most disheartening things is that some of those counties who received the same grant have already completed their projects or started their projects up and running, move forward, and have provided these things for their residents. But we're sitting here on $4 million where we can provide the things for our children. We talk about our children being in the wrong things and violence and so forth, but we're not providing like we're supposed to do for as elected officials, the safety and providing a program for our youth to have access to facilities like this. I provided feedback from the youth on what they wanted to the commissioners. I did a whole complete survey on what the youth wants to see in the community. We just have to move forward and step away from self. And remember, we are in office for a community, not because you might be upset with a commissioner or this person made you mad, he made you mad, she made you mad, and you're voting based on the personality of a person. Are you voting based on your personal feelings of someone? That is not what public service is all about. We're here for the common goal of the community. And if it's a project that's going to benefit the community, deter crime, help our youth, and provide the access to programming, things they need, we need to be moving forward. We want to utilize the slogan or the statement of 1 Newton when it's beneficial to us, but it's not always utilized for every district in its community, and that's what's disheartening to me.
Thank you, Commissioner. Before we close, is there any other myth you would like to clear up?
Most definitely, I need to clear up another myth pertaining to this grant. I was informed that the county asked me to be a grant writer. I was never asked to be a grant writer for Newton County. Furthermore, it's a conflict of interest and goes against our code of conduct policy. So I cannot be an employee and elected official of Newton County and be a grant writer. I cannot do it. It's a conflict of interest. I cannot be paid to do the job. And then I was told that the amount, my fee, was too high, so the county turned me down. I was never asked, again, to be a grant writer for Newton County, nor did I provide a consultation fee or a fee to be the grant writer. So I do ask my residents, my neighbors of Newton County, that you come ask the source, because there's so many myths and rumors that we put out there just because people want to put them out there to try to make certain people look bad. I was never asked to be a grant writer for Newton County, nor did I provide a consultation fee or a fee or a salary to be a grant writer for Newton County. It goes against our code of conduct. It goes against our policies. It's a conflict of interest. I cannot be a vendor for the county where I represent as elected official. So I hope that clears that up.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Sanders, for sharing with us. Until next time on What the Myth?